Hi dear students, welcome to Geeta's classes. Now we are going to see the principle of inclusion and exclusion. It is an important topic, very easy topic also. Okay. So first let us see for two sets. Principle of inclusion and exclusion already you have studied. What do you mean by, suppose if you have the set A is equal to 1, 2, 3. Then what is this? Don't call this as modulus of A. It is called cardinality. That is the number of elements. This is called cardinality of A. Never read this as mod A. Okay. This is cardinality of A. It is equal to 3. How many elements are there? Okay. So even if you have A, B, C. Then again cardinality of A will be equal to 3. So if you have two sets A, B, then the principle of inclusion and exclusion says that, the theorem says that, principle of inclusion and exclusion theorem says that if A and B are two finite subsets of the universe sets, or if you take any two sets, if A and B are any two sets, then cardinality of A union B is equal to cardinality of A plus cardinality of B minus cardinality of A intersection B. The same thing we have studied for probability also, right? So this is here, it is not probability, it is cardinality, right? Where A denotes, if you write like this, is the cardinality of A. Denotes the cardinality of A. Cardinality means number of elements in the set. Okay. So cardinality of A. It can be extended for 3 sets, 4 sets, etc. So it can be extended if you have A, B, C are 3 sets. Okay. If you want, you can take it as a subsets of some universal sets. Some universal set U. Okay. So now what is cardinality of A union B union C? Always remember, you have to take 1 at a time, 2 at a time, 3 at a time. Okay, depending on the number of sets given. 1 at a time, always start with positive. When for 2 at a time it is negative, then again for 3 at a time it is positive. Always start with positive, then alternatively positive and negative. And 1 at a time, 2 at a time, 3 at a time, and so on. Okay. So cardinality of A plus cardinality of B plus cardinality of C. Now all the 3 sets are over, right? Now what do you have to write? Now 2 at a time. So A intersection, and in the right hand side every set is intersection only. So cardinality of A intersection B minus cardinality of A intersection C. When you start with first set, complete with the remaining. Then only you will not get confused. Otherwise you will get confused. You may miss some elements. Okay. So A intersection B minus A intersection C minus B intersection C. Now 2 at a time are over. Next is 3 at a time, that is A intersection B intersection C. Okay. So this is for 3 sets. Right. Now in general you can write if it is, there are n sets. So general theorem for principle of inclusion exclusion is if A1, A2, etc. An are finite sets, then in general you can write cardinality of A1 union A2 union etc. union An is equal to sigma. You have to summation of all the elements taken 1 at a time first. Okay. So 1 less than or equal to I less than or equal to n, cardinality of AI, right, plus Now you have to take 2 at a time. So sigma, 2 variables. So ai intersection aj. Now is it plus or minus? Minus. We started with plus. Now alternatively plus and minus. Okay. So now you have I strictly less than j. I'll tell you for 4 variables. I'll show you how you are taking I less than j. When you will understand that. 1 less than or equal to j less than or equal to n. Okay. Next is 3 at a time, right? So it should be plus. Now started with plus, alternatively plus and minus. Now taken 3 at a time. So sigma, cardinality of ai, you have to introduce 3 variables, ai, aj and ak. Now what are the relationship between I, j, k? Less than, strictly less than. Okay, you cannot write a1 intersection a1 and so on. Okay, so this varies from 1 less than or equal to n. Okay, so minus, next should be minus, etc. The last will be minus 1 per n plus 1. Last should be minus 1 the whole per n plus 1 into cardinality of a1 intersection a2 intersection etc. an. So this is the general theorem for principle of inclusion and exclusion. Theorem on principle of inclusion and exclusion. If you are asked for 2 marks, you have to write this theorem only. Inclusion and exclusion. This is the general theorem. It can be, now you can substitute a1 and a2, a1, a2, a3 and so on. Now give a formula, even this can be asked. Give a formula for the number of elements in the union of 4 sets. So what do you mean by number of elements? Cardinality. So what you have to find out, what are the sets? Let us write a1, a2, a3, a4. Okay. So now cardinality of a1 union a2 union a3 union a4 you have to write. So cardinality of a plus a1 plus cardinality of a2 plus cardinality of a3 plus cardinality of a4 minus. Now all the 4 sets are over for single. 1 at a time is over. Now you have to consider 2 at a time. Always remember a1 intersection a2 and a2 intersection a1 are same. Okay. So after writing a1 intersection a2, we will not write a2 intersection a1. Both are same only. So cardinality of a1 intersection a2, you start from 1, then go with 2, go with 3 and then with 4. Okay. So cardinality of a1 intersection a2, if you follow the order, then you will not make mistakes. So a1 intersection a2, a1 intersection a3 minus a1 intersection a4, right? a1, a2, a1, a3, a1, a4 is over. Now you start with a2. Don't go back to a1. a1 is completed now. Okay. Now you start with a2. So a2 intersection a3 minus a2 intersection a4. You start from a2, then complete with the remaining elements. Okay. Now a2 intersection a4 is over minus a3 intersection a4. Okay. Now all the 2 possibilities are over. All the 2 elements, considering 2 at a time is over. Next you have to consider 3 at a time. So next is what? Plus, minus, then 3 at a time it is plus, right? So plus cardinality of, now you start with a1, a2, a3. a1 intersection a2 intersection a3, right? Now after that a1, a2, a3. a1 you start with a1, a2, a3. Then from a3 you go to a4. So plus a1, a2 and a4. You complete this. Okay. Next is plus a1, a2, a3 we have completed. a1, a2, a4 you have completed. Now a1, a3, a4. a1, a3, a4. Right? Plus. Now from a1 all the combinations are over. Next combination is a2. Only remaining is a2, a3 and a4. Right? All are intersection only. a1, a2, a3, a1, a2, a4, a1, a3, a4 and a2, a3, a4. These are the 4 combinations. Next, is it over? Sorry, 3 combinations, not 4, 3. So 3 sets over. Next is minus. See, we have started with plus, then minus for 2 at a time, plus for 3 at a time, minus for 4 at a time. So A1 intersection A2 intersection A3 intersection A4. Now I want to check whether I have written correctly or not. How will I know whether I have written correctly or not? How many sets are there now? What is cardinality of the number of sets? N is equal to 4, right? So 2 per 4 minus 1, that is 16 minus 1 element should be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 elements are there. So I have covered all the elements. Similarly for 3 sets, n is equal to 3. So 1, so 3 means what? 2 per 3 minus 1, that is 8 minus 1. 7 elements should be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Understood? So you can check in that way whether you have covered all the elements or not. Now let us do some problems. In a class of 80 students, as I have told you for COSM, here also by seeing the question, don't get scared. If you read for 2-3 times, it will be very easy. Okay, it is very understandable. If you understand the question, it will be very easy. Okay, don't get scared by seeing that off page, 1 page question paper. Don't get scared at all. Okay, in a class of 80 students, the girls and boys are in the ratio 3:5. The students can speak only Hindi. Now, there is a class of 80 students and they are in the ratio 3:5. What do you mean by that? There are boys and girls, right? Girls are there and boys are there. 3:5, that is the given ratio, right? So girls, there are 30 girls. Totally there are 80 students in the class. Okay, this I have to divide into 3:5. So totally there are 8 parts. So each part will contain 10. So 3 parts means 30 girls. Okay, so 30 girls are there and 50 boys are there. 50 boys are there. Okay. So 3:5. Girls and boys are in the ratio 3:5. Therefore, it is 30 and 50. Because there are totally 80 students. Okay. The students can speak only Hindi or only English or both Hindi and English. These are the types of the students. Because I have both girls and boys separately, I have divided them into 2 sets. Okay, girls and boys. Okay. The number of boys and the number of girls who can speak only Hindi is equal to, each of them is equal. Okay, it is equal. The number of students, number of boys and number of girls who can speak only Hindi is equal, and it is equal. This is what is given. And each of them is 40% of the total number of girls. What is given? Listen carefully. The number of boys and the number of girls who can speak only Hindi. Only Hindi is equal and are equal. It is not is equal. They are equal. And each of them is 40% of the total number of girls. Okay. And 10% of the girls can speak both the languages and 58% of boys can speak only English. These are the given data. With this, we have to first fill up the data. Even for girls, there are 2 languages. One is Hindi and English. So I am going to draw 2 circles for both boys and girls. Okay. So here, girls who can speak only Hindi. Only Hindi means this. Hindi means this circle. English means second circle. Okay. Only Hindi means this part. Okay. This part we will not consider. Okay, this part we will not consider. This is H intersection E, right? Similarly, even for boys, I have 2 circles, one for Hindi and one for English. Okay, so what is given now? First you draw the circles, then start filling them up. The number of boys and number of girls who can speak only Hindi are equal. That is, this part and this part are equal. No, don't consider this. Intersection part you should not consider. And what are they? 40% of total number of girls What is total number of girls? 30. In that 40% means what? You cancel these two 0, 3 4s are 12. So 12 is the answer. For girls, and the number of number of girls and number of boys who can speak only Hindi are equal, and each of them is 40%. They are equal means what is given? This part and this part are equal. Okay, these two parts are equal, and each of them is 40% of total number of girls. Total number of girls is 30%, and 40% of that. This is a shortcut you can use. Okay, if you want, after completing all these things, I can teach you these things also, how to find out the percentage and profit loss, all those topics, aptitude topics also I can teach you. Okay, many shortcuts are there. So this is a shortcut. Cancel these two zeros and multiply. So 12 is the 30% of. Otherwise, what will you do? 30% means 30 by 100 into 40 and all. Okay, so 0 will cancel. Directly you can do that, right? Okay, what is the next question? 10% of the girls can speak both the languages. 10% of the girls speak both the languages. What is 10% of girls? 30%. In that 30, 10% is 3, right? 0 cancel. 3 ones are 3. Where will you enter this 3? What is a given sentence? 10% of girls can speak both the languages. Both the languages means both H intersection E, this part, that is 3. Okay. Next is 58% of boys can speak only English. 58% of boys can speak only English. So what is there? 58% of 50. So 58% of 50 means 50% means 1 by 2, which will be 29. So 29 boys can speak only English. Can speak only English. Only English boys. That means this part. This is 29. Right? Understood? Now remaining, can you fill up? Here there are 30 total, that is both together, all the 3 places, it is 30. Now 12 and 3 are filled, that is 15. So 30 minus 15, therefore it is 15. Right? Now here in between 12 and 29 are over. Now this part you have to fill up. We know the total is 50. So total minus 29 plus 12. So 41. So 50 minus 41, this is 9. Once if you are filled up with all these values, then answering the questions will be very, very easy. How many girls can speak English? How many girls can speak English from this? How many girls can speak English? Can you tell me? Can speak, it is not only English. How many girls can speak English? That means this circle, entire circle. So for the first question, answer is 3 plus 15, 18. Okay, 3 plus 15, 18. Now, how many boys can speak Hindi? How many boys can speak Hindi? So, 12 plus 9, 20. Well, that is this entire circle, okay, Hindi circle. So, 12 plus 9, it is 21. Okay. What is the next question? How many students, that is boys and girls together, even if it is not mentioned, even if this sentence is not given, it is understood. Okay. How many students means it is considering, it consists of both boys and girls. It is understood. For clarity, they have given boys and girls together. Okay. Can speak both the languages. Both the languages. Both the languages means what? How many students can speak both the languages? Here you have how many girls can speak? 3. So see 3 plus how many boys can speak both the languages? 9. So it is 12. Understood? Next is how many boys can speak either only Hindi or only English? Which part of boys is only Hindi? This 12. Okay. So for D, it is 12 plus only English is 29. So 41. Only English or only Hindi. Okay. So this part, this is 12 and this is 29. So 41 is the answer. So these are the answers. Once if you fill the Venn diagram, no, it will be very, very easy. Okay. Next, one more question, let us see. These kind of questions you can expect for 7 or 8 marks. Okay. So there are 250 students in an engineering college. Of this, 188 have taken a course in Fortran. Fortran is a language. Previously, you used to have. I don't know now whether it is there or not. Fortran is a language like C. So 100 have taken a course in C and 35 have taken a course in Java. Further, 88 have taken courses in both Fortran and C. Okay, let us write one by one. See here, total number of students in the college is 250. Okay, of these, 188 have taken a course in Fortran, that is cardinality of F. Let us assume F denotes the number of F, these the students have taken for Fortran. F for Fortran language, C for C language and J for Java. Okay. So now cardinality of F is given as 188, right? Then cardinality of C is given as 100 and the cardinality of J, that is Java, it is 35. Okay. Next is what else? Further, 88 have taken courses in both Fortran and C. 88 have taken courses in both Fortran and C. So, cardinality of F intersection C is equal to 88. Okay. Then, cardinality of 23 have taken courses in both C and Java. So, C intersection Java is equal to 23. And C and 29 have taken courses in both Fortran and Java. So, cardinality of F intersection J is equal to 29. Okay. Now, what else is given? If 19 of these students have taken all the courses, all the 3 courses, that is cardinality of F intersection C intersection J is equal to 19. Now, what is the question? How many of them have not taken a course in any of these 3 programming languages? Using these details, can you find out directly that? No. Here, you have to find out the number of students who has taken at least one course. Okay, they may be either Fortran alone or C alone or J alone, C alone or Java alone, or both Fortran and C combined, or C and Java combined, and so on. Okay, so we can find out, using this we can find out cardinality of F union C union J. F union C union J, which is equal to, how will you write? This is, you know this, cardinality of F plus cardinality of C plus cardinality of J minus, this is one at a time over, cardinality of F intersection C minus cardinality of F intersection J minus cardinality of C intersection J plus cardinality of F intersection C intersection J. Okay. So 7 elements are, yes, over. Now correct. So now you substitute all these elements, you will be getting 202. Okay, 202 members have taken at least one course. Either F, R, C, R, J, Java, either Fortran or C language or Java, or any of these 2 or any of these 3 and so on. At least one course. So if any student has registered, how many students are there in the college? 250 students are there. Okay. So if anyone has, if the number of students, sorry, not the number of students, if the students have registered in any of these courses, they will be here in our 3. Okay. So 202 students have registered for at least one course. Now what do you want? How many students have not registered for any of these courses? This is at least one course. either Fortran or C or Java or 2 or 3 combined. Okay, minimum one subject at least. Okay, so at least one subject they have registered means this is our F union C union J. Okay, but what you want, what is asked, how many have not taken a course in any of the 3 languages? So not taken in any of the three courses is what? 250, the total number of students in the college, minus 202. Okay, therefore 48 students have not registered for any of the 3 courses. Okay, the same thing can be written in can be done using Venn diagram also. I'll show you that also. This is for Fortran, this is for C, and this is for Java. Okay, and always remember you have to start from the minimum thing. How many of them have registered for all the 3 courses? This will represent all the 3 courses. So 19 students have registered for all the 3 courses. Okay, so now next you go with 2, then 3. Okay, so first it is all the 3 is 19, then 29 have taken for Fortran and Java. Wait. 2 at a time. Yeah, 88 have taken both in Fortran and C. 88 have taken Fortran and C. So this part is 88 actually. This part is 88. Fortran and C means this part. Okay, but already we know this 19. So 88 minus 19. Okay, so you will be getting 69 here. Similarly, we are given C and Java how many? So 23 I think. So it is 4. I will fill all these things. Next is what? How many have registered for Fortran? 188, right? So what you have to do is 188 have taken for Fortran. That means what? This entire circle is 188, in which you have to subtract these 3. So 188 minus of 69 plus 19 plus 10, you will be getting 90. Similarly, the entire C, entire Java, okay. So here you will be getting 8 and you will be getting 2 here. So if a student has registered for at least one subject, they will come into any one of these circle. Okay, any one of these place will be there for the students who have registered. So total is 250. So 250 minus, you add all these numbers, you will be getting 202, right? Then subtract from 250. 250 is the. So if they have registered for at least one course, they will be entered in the circle. Any one of this place they would have entered. Okay. So this is 250 minus 202. It is 48. Okay. Next is very simple question. You just read this and post the answer in the comment box. Okay. Very simple question. Please try. Only 2 sets I have given. Okay. Direct question. It will take not more than 1 minute. Right. If you read the question. Right. Okay. Thank you for listening. And we have applications of principle of inclusion and exclusion that we'll see in the next class. Thank you so much for listening.